What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Montana Method podcast. One more time, Nelson Rodriguez Jr., author of Montana Method, here with you. As usual, welcome back to my electrifying show. This week, we have a great guest, Mr. Kohen, CEO of LinkMe. We're going to be talking about the company, how he got started, how he got into the business, the things that the company is doing to break the algorithms of social media and change a lot of the ways we connect. I love this product. I'm really excited to connect with him and get to talk about this. So stay tuned.
I've been out here hustling all my life. Every day we get into it. Really out here in these streets. That's day and night. Like there's nothing to it. When I was going through it, dog, I never got your call. I never asked for nothing, no. But now I want it all. Promise I'ma do it. Came from rags to riches, rags to riches. Came from rags to riches, rags to riches. Came from rags.
Nat, what's up, buddy?
Thank God, man. I can't complain. Life is good. How are you?
Life is good, man. Life is good. I am in the best space as far as a spiritual, mental space. This is probably the best I've ever been in my life.
Thank God.
I am the most focused, the most present, and the most clear on what I want. And not only am I clear on what I want, I feel the daily progression of getting there, you know?
It's good stuff.
There's nothing like progressing on a journey to, So I heard the definition of success a long time ago. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I'm in that progression, you know? So, yeah, life is good.
I love it, man. I love it. That's good. It's good to realize it. Most people are sad, sadly. So, yeah.
Yeah, most people, they don't even have a purpose. That's where you got to start, right? So if you don't have purpose, you don't have anything.
True, yeah.
Purpose, that's a big part of this whole, this whole beta thing that's going on, and where this hypergamy thing and the red pill and all that stuff. A lot of guys don't have purpose, Men specifically. I mean, it's people in general, but, I'm a man, so a lot of men don't have no purpose whatsoever. So that throws you off, way off of, like, being in line with yourself and being the most powerful person you can be, because as a man, you need purpose. Purpose and mission is over everything. And then family comes together to accomplish that purpose. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway.
Purpose. No, it's true, though. You need something to strive for, something to, like, every day wake up, and that's the goal.
For sure.
Like, I always tell my team, like, I'm looking, like, 5 years out. Like, at all times. Like, every day, still 5 years. It doesn't turn into, 4 years and 300 days or whatever. It's just 5 years every day.
Do you know about the 10,000-year clock that Jeff Bezos created?
No, I think I might have heard of it, but just tell me again. No, I forgot.
Yeah, it ticks once a year, so it's basically the idea of the clock is just to make sure you're always looking at the long-term vision. He's thinking decades. I heard Alex Ramosi say something that was genius the other day. He says, "When you become great, when you can delay the gratification until after you're dead." Like, if you can delay gratification that long, that's when you become iconic in the human race, So it's
never enough.
No.
It's like it's never enough. I don't know about all that. Like, definitely, maybe you become great, but, like, I think it's good to sometimes, feel good, take a step. Because a lot of the times, like, people are all, like, business, but they don't, like, put time for family, friends. Like, I think that's super important. Like, for me, I'm super blessed because for me, it's 24/6 business, not 24/7. Because I'm Jewish, so on Saturday, I'm totally offline, no power, no anything. Like, and I'm just with my family. And it's something that, like, no one in my space does. Like, in the tech world, you need to be available 24/7, every second, because, like, a server
Seriously.
can go down.
Oh, my God, dude.
Anything can happen. But for me, like, I'm lucky to have an amazing team. So, like, obviously, when I'm offline, these guys are on the dot, making sure everything's good to go. But yeah, no. So for me, back to what I was saying, just, like, having, like, some time with the family too, not just everything about, work, success, like, leave a legacy. It's obviously an amazing thing to leave something behind and strive to success, but also family's important, friends are important. Having a family is huge. So I'm big about getting the balance right.
Right. Well, purpose, it's funny you bring that up. When I say purpose, most people assume I'm talking about just creating an amazing business and becoming a billionaire. When I say purpose, every man has a different purpose, right? So my purpose is to be is to write the greatest story ever told and inspire the world. That's what I've decided my purpose is. So within that story, it's not just creating a business. It's not just having a gigantic podcast that becomes top 10 worldwide and getting featured on all the biggest podcasts in the world. That's good. That's the business side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, I want to become a great father. I want to be a good husband when I get married. I want to have great kids. I want to live to see grandkids. There's so many other things to writing the greatest story ever told that really have nothing to do with business, that encompass that purpose. You know what I mean? So that's interesting you bring that up, because it's key, you know. That being, I took a training a long time ago, and they talked about something called the integrity wheel. The integrity wheel is all the parts of your life. It's family, relationships, finances, career, spirituality. And when you're lacking, severely lacking, I'm talking about when you're negligent and it's that part of your life is just way off and it's on the verge of getting completely destroyed. For instance, someone's working 24/7 and is never with their wife.
Mm-hmm.
They're never giving their girlfriend any attention. And it gets to the point where she's depressed, she's sad, she feels no attention. Like you need love and attention in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's not a fulfilling life.
It's true.
You need to make sure, yes, work hard, do what you need to do to make your company succeed. You also need to make sure that part of your commitments in life, yeah, you have a commitment to your business, you have a commitment to your significant other, you have a commitment to your kids, you have a commitment to your family, you have a commitment to your community, right? So don't sacrifice one commitment for the other. Stay committed to all the things you gave your word to, you know?
It's true.
Definitely. That's part of writing the greatest story ever told, you know?
I like it, yeah. It's good.
Definitely. So, Nat, talk to me. First off, let's start with this. I dig the product, man. I love it. It's super clean. I told you that what happened. One of your guys texted me. He's like, "Yo, I got you." My profile was set up, and I said, "What? Oh my man, Linktree is off. My profile gone. Get this out of here."
Yeah, we get the same reaction from like no, because it's like night and day. Like literally, like people get blown away when they see it.
Seriously, yeah. LinkMe is. It's a fresh perspective on something that's. You know what I love? You guys aren't really reinventing the wheel. What you're doing is you're bringing a lot of concepts together, and it. By default, it's becoming something new, and it's giving a fresh perspective in a space where things have kind of already been invented.
Yeah.
And you're just doing it in a different way, and it's really fresh. I like it.
Yeah, it's working. It's people like the fresh new vibe and all the bonus things that you can do on the app as well. Yeah. For
sure. So tell me a little bit about how you got the idea, what happened,
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about that.
For sure. So I have two other co-founders, so Val and Dre. Val is the chief operating officer. Dre Medici is our chief marketing officer. And really, the original kind of foundational idea actually had nothing to do with the feature that you're using now, the link that you have. So I'll tell you the foundation. So Val and I, we used to have another kind of thing we used to do in Miami, throwing events. And we were doing an event with these people, shout out BNB if they're watching. BNB, very cool dudes over here. So in Miami, they're big event people as well. So we flew out NLE Choppa, who's like a big artist.
Yeah.
And this is years ago, before LinkMe was a thing. And at the meeting actually with BNB, they were promoting the event with us. What we did is we had to exchange contact info. So it's simple, Snapchat, Instagram, phone number, email. I hand my phone, one guy does it, the next guy does it, the next guy. I get my phone back after like 15 minutes. I'm like, wow, that took some time. And we didn't even talk business, that whole time is just swapping the info, exchanging contact info, because we need to see each other promoting it. We need to contact each other. We need to, see what's going on Snapchat and Instagram promoting it. There's even, like before TikTok was a big deal. So Snapchat and Instagram were like the biggest ways to promote the events. Anyway, Val and I were at this meeting. We get home and we said, that took some time. It's kind of a big waste of time. How can we make it quick and easy? Now, we had an app that we created, and I've been doing apps like for a long time. I have other company, Next Gen. It's like an app development company. But anyway, we'll get to that. So one of the apps we had is Moves. And Moves, you would open your phone, it would grab your location and show you all the events near you, right? So that's why we would do these events.
Okay.
Now, well, obviously COVID killed that, right? but from that came the idea for LinkMe. So obviously Val and I get home, we say, look, on the Moves app, we have the QR code to scan to get into the event. Let's do the same exact thing, but let's make it a QR code with all the contact info. And we started looking online and we found solutions out there there were like these like $20, stickers you put on your phone that you tap the sticker.
Right.
There was like a card that you tap the card. And every solution we found, they're charging people money. It's either you pay monthly, you pay like $20 one time, it ships from China, whatever. And we realized, wow, there's no like universal solution that everyone's doing right now to like, boom, you just get your Instagram, Snapchat,
Right.
TikTok, everything. Like everything. Kids now are doing like PlayStation, Xbox added to their profile.
That's
It's
pretty
crazy.
crazy.
So no, it's insane. So Val and I said, let's do this. This could be big. This could be something the whole world is using. So we started with that one QR code feature. And we just built the whole platform based on that, and then eventually, added the whole social side. So now on the app, you could post content, network with people. People are posting videos, messages, pictures, and obviously the link in bio thing. All our users were saying, this looks so nice. Can you get the link in bio done? So eventually we said, okay, fine, let's do it. So we ended up acquiring the domain link.me. It's the sexiest domain. I don't think it gets better than that. So now it's like link.me/ your username. Boom. That's your kind of your one-stop shop with all your info. And that's now where we start to play in the link in bio arena, which, believe it or not, is a multi-billion-dollar arena. Just that one feature. So it's crazy. The biggest player is what you were saying, Linktree, which, most people are saying it's outdated. They're not, working on it.
It's just so plain. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
So plain. I had it just because I thought it was the best option. And like I told you, when I saw you guys, I looked at, and then don't even get me started on some of the people that are using this. I was like, what? That guy's using this? What?
Who did you see? Who?
Patrick Bet-David.
Okay, Patrick Bet-David's a big one. Yeah, there's some big people on there.
By the way, he's like my idol. I worship that guy. So when I saw him, I said, all right, now I got to look into this.
No,
this,
Yeah, no, it's really, and if you saw what his company had before that, like, it's night and day, man. It's not nice. Like it's like looking at this, BS water bottle versus a Fiji. Right. That's literally the reaction people get. Like, wow, this is amazing.
Definitely.
So that's exactly what happened with by the way, his whole company now uses LinkMe.
That's
so
awesome.
like all the company itself, Valuetainment.
So
LinkMe.
all the employees.
Yeah,
everybody.
exactly. Even like people on the sales team now have it. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah. So it's amazing. It's really cool because it's not just a link in bio. It's also your virtual business card. So he just did the Vault event, which was unbelievable.
I was there.
I wasn't there. So Val and Dre, my two co-founders, were. I've been on back-to-back investor calls, so like my schedule is just crazy. I didn't get a chance to go, but they went, and they were telling me like at the event, it's the best thing ever. You just scan, boom, it's in one place, you're good to go. And then obviously when you scan it, it also has the little add to contacts button. So when you click that, the whole contact just downloads to your phone. So it's kind of the two powerful tools, the link in bio and then the virtual business card. And it brings you onto the platform to network on there too, or you have features like, we have clips, which is kind of like TikTok or Reels, scroll through videos. And then many other features as well in the app that people love, but yeah.
That's dope, man. Like I said, everybody had these individual concepts.
Yeah.
And no one thought, wait, what if we just bring this together? And it created a revolutionary project, in my opinion.
Yeah,
LinkMe is going to do big things.
I appreciate that.
If you're living under a rock and you've never heard of this company, you're going to hear about them. Look, you know how Gary Vaynerchuk was like, oh, I had the chance to invest in Uber or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to be Gary Vaynerchuk, but I'm going to warn you about how good this is, not about, I'm not going to.
Yeah. And listen, always do your due diligence. So this guy's not getting me in trouble with I'm not saying we're going to be the next Uber, but we're working very hard 24/7.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think I see the potential though. I typically don't. I'm not a guy to, look at new things because I know nothing about trends. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy that works really hard.
That's good. Good.
So, but definitely, LinkMe, the product itself, it's very, very new and so easy to use. In a world where tech is becoming the way of life, and people just don't like dealing with the complicatedness of, I gotta open another profile. I gotta create another password. It's just dope. I love it.
Yeah, the one-stop shop. That's the goal. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Definitely. So when you came up with this concept and you put everything together, tell me a little bit about who came together. How did it get formulated? Maybe tell me a story of how it almost didn't happen. Tell me about those kinds of things.
You want to hear how it almost didn't happen? This is crazy. So Val and I, we had the idea. We knew it was really good. The second the idea came to our head, I already had my company Next Gen, which is an app development company. So boom, that same week, I had my team just on the side put together an MVP, so like minimum viable product, something that just really quick within a week that works. And boom, it was working well. It was really nice. And we said, like, it's cool, but then it kind of like fell off. So we had the MVP like for a while, and then we just like didn't execute because we had so much other stuff going on. And then on top of that, I ended up moving in with another guy who's a big business guy that my other company's building his app, Benjamin Kicks, who's like a big shoe guy. So I ended up moving in with him and us. We lived like on the beach here in Miami. We had a nice spot. And that like kind of year that I was living with him was like a crazy year of my life. Like living with like a celebrity. Like listen, he's very well known and has an unbelievable network. So like just like all the craziness, just like literally we would wake up one day, he's like, yo, Charlie D'Amelio, like the biggest TikToker needs a shoe. We need to fly to LA right now, get her this shoe, it's for her sister. Like insane. And this is a YouTube video you could go watch. Like I'm in the video, you'll see it's unbelievable, like the whole mission of doing it. So like my life was so hectic, and during that time we put it off. We didn't do LinkMe, right? But then we said, we have such a cool thing here. We should really do this. Like we should make it happen. So then me, Val, and Dre actually joined us after the whole thing. But he already understood. He saw the beta. He's like, yo, this could be big. A lot of people in Miami were already testing it for us. So eventually it got to him during the beta test. And then Dre said, yo, let me invest, let me join, let me be a part of this. This is going to be big. And he was already super rich. This is a kid that, 19, multimillionaire, has a huge company, invested 6-figure check into our company early on. And decided to come in and put in, so many hours of his life into this when he already had such a successful business. So it ended up, being us three moving in together into an apartment and just killing it on top of each other 24/7. Like, and that's when really the movement started to happen. Like once we moved in and we were on top of each other, we have a sick spot in Miami. Maybe you do a little pop-up of the spot. I'll give you a sick picture. But anyway, we have like a huge LinkMe logo like on the roof of the spot, and huge, like the size of a car. Unbelievable. Anyway, so when we moved in together, that's when like we really started picking up the pace, like insane. Every day we're up at 6. Val comes into my room with a taser. If I'm not up at 6, no, Val is crazy. Val's crazy.
I dig it.
I'm gonna bring it. He'll run one with you. I'll have him. Yeah, no, he's insane. So me and Dre, we're like the nighttime owls. Like we'll be up to like 4. I don't know if we both have insomnia or we're just crazy in the head. We can't fall asleep. I don't know what it is. But like we always tell each other, like our minds are just racing. Like we always have these like, at night we'll have crazy ideas. We'll just start investigating, seeing how they could work, whatever. So we're always up till 4. Then Val is like a military dude. He's the youngest of us 3. Me and Dre are 23. Val's 20. So Val is like a military dude on the dot, 6 a.m. Like not a day. Even if he goes to sleep late, he'll be up 6, no problem. He's a crazy morning guy. Comes into our rooms with a taser if we're not downstairs 6 a.m. ready to work. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment in Miami. So unbelievable. Once we kind of, us 3 were on top of each other, that's really when it went crazy. Yeah.
I dig it, man. I dig that.
Yeah, and this is actually the first time I've ever said this in on anything online. Like, I've never said that whole, because it's like if people, knew that like we put this off for a year, they'd be like, wow, these kids are idiots, right? But like now we're at the point of success where it's like, no, these kids are not idiots. Like maybe they were idiots, but now they're doing something. Yeah.
Val sounds like my kind of guy.
Oh, Val's a killer. He's a killer. He's like a literal killer. Like no joke. He's the one that like me and Dre would be like, yo, let's go like to, Komodo or Gecko or whatever. And Val would be, nope, gotta be up at 6. Like Val is the killer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's back to what I was saying at the beginning about being in a certain space in my life. That's where I'm at. I don't give it. I could give a shit about going to this restaurant. Yeah. Pulling up. Well, if I'm meeting some people, if I'm having a business meeting, if I'm networking, that's different. Just to go out though, to have fun,
it's true. It's a waste of time. And sometimes like I'll even be like, me and Dre will be like, let's do it, and then Val will be like, guys, like, well, come on, like. But if we're meeting with someone,
that's different.
Then he's all in. Val, like, all right, let's go. Let's lock this in. Whatever. Definitely. And some of our best meetings actually have been in Gecko. So shout out to David Gartman. I don't personally know him, but amazing spot, and he's killing it with all those restaurants. He's a genius what he did. It's unbelievable. The restaurant business is the hardest business to succeed. Definitely. I think they say like 97% fail in the first year. Some crazy number like that. And this is a guy that just pops them up and overnight they're a hit. He cracked the code. He's a genius. Yeah.
Definitely. I like it. You know what? Something he's kind of tapping into. He's creating it so he's selling his meal to your Instagram. He's not selling your meal to you, because people, they love the the little picture on the story
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the little.
Yep.
So something that those restaurants in that area do very well is presentation.
It's true. Like
Very
poppy
well.
steak. Oh my god,
Yes.
dude! That like the little golden thing they do is genius.
It's nuts. I'm
It's,
telling
and
you.
people pay $1,000, but I'm like too. I feel like I'm too cheap to do it. Like I swear, I think $1,000 on a thing. It's like insane. It's crazy.
Well, be blessed because most people don't have that.
The show,
that
yeah, you're right.
ability
You're right.
to
You're
be
right.
frugal.
No, it's insane. It's insane that people, and it happens 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I guess, like, you know, if you have like the stupid amount of money, it's your money, do what you want. But to me, it's like, wow, that's really like
The thing
insane.
is, most people don't, and they do it anyway. You know what I mean? You want to talk about priorities being way out of whack,
Yeah.
and you live in Miami, so
I see it,
you know
man.
exactly what I'm
Dude,
talking about.
I live like literally across the street, not across, but like a block down from 11.
Mm.
So like that's the real printer, dude. Like
the Palace of Broken Dreams.
dude, that place is insane. That place is insane.
Yo, don't even get me started. Bro, the stories that 11 and Space and that whole little block
Yeah, that
must
thing's
have.
insane. That's
Dude, that's heavy. And yeah, you're in downtown Miami where everybody's like, yeah, Miami, and you have all the tourists coming.
Yeah,
and
It's crazy, man. It's 24/7 action over there, like 24. Like you'll be just in the lobby of our building, like you see like celebrities just like walking around.
That's
like it's
dope.
normal. It's just like a normal thing down there in downtown. But it's really good for networking. Like it's unbelievable for networking. Like there's a dude in our building. Literally, we're in the elevator. A dude in our building. We just start talking. He's like, yeah, I did an exit. I sold my company to Wix. Wix is like a $5 billion.
I
you
know
know,
Wix.
they're based in Israel. He's
They
like,
built the
yeah, I
website
sold my
stuff.
company to Wix. It's like just meeting like such, you know, talented people so easily like that. That's what we love about being in the heart of Miami. And you know, honestly, you know, we can't go back in time and know what's going to happen. But I always say, like, I feel like we would have been a lot further along if we were in San Francisco. I feel like that because the tech environment there is unbelievable. And there's this dude, Ryan Breslow, who billionaire guy, had like his company's worth 11 billion, went to the same high school as me, grew up in the same neighborhood as me. He's older than me. I think he's like 28 or 27 or something. But he moved to San Francisco and did his company there, and it's like unbelievable. So, and this is a guy that grew up in Miami. He made that decision because obviously it's the place to be if you're doing a tech company.
Right.
I don't know. We just said, you know, Miami's Miami. Let's do this here. Let's make it happen. And it's working. It's happening, and we're happy how far it got right now. So yeah.
Miami's becoming the center of many things.
It
you
is,
know?
yeah.
You have Miami Tech Month or whatever in April now.
Yeah.
Everybody in the crypto space and all that stuff comes over. It's becoming, I would say, definitely the center of finance. You know, it's maybe not the capital. You know,
The
what I'm
investments.
saying?
I'll tell you just the reality. Numbers came out on like venture investments, like capital being invested into companies. And I think on the top 10, number 1 was San Francisco. I think number 2 was New York. Miami was not even on the top 10.
Really?
Like, bro.
That's crazy.
And I'll tell you what it was. It was because of the crypto crash. So, you know, now like FTX, dude, we live across the street. Our building is literally like the Heat Stadium is right there across the street. Literally 2-second walk. So like we literally saw FTX, you know, become one of the biggest things ever, and then they take the logo off the arena. You know, like it's crazy, bro. It's
crazy.
And that put a stain on crypto. I personally believe in you know, crypto, the technology. I believe in blockchain. I believe in like the big ones, like Bitcoin, Ethereum. I believe in the big ones. I don't believe in any of the BS, you know, coins that
course.
people start up, you know, to make money, or especially the bullshit art. I've since even
NFTs?
even when it was the hottest thing, and I put a video out saying like I don't believe in NFT art. I think it's a joke unless you want to buy a monkey because you get access to going to a party with Drake, and you really want to go to a party with Drake, and you have $250,000 to
for it.
spare.
Yeah.
Do your thing. One of my investors called me actually. And this is a big dude who can afford to spend $250 like nothing. And he called me. He's like, "Hey, Nat, I'm thinking of buying my I don't know if he said my son or daughter or something. This NFT. This what was it again? Those apes, the bored ape.
Yeah.
He's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, Paul. Oh, I said his name. It's okay. Shout out Paul. Paul's a good guy. Shout out Paul. Paul's a good guy. I said, listen, Paul. I personally think these things are not going to survive a recession. I don't think it's a smart investment. But you know, you do your thing. He ended up buying it. I think like whatever he paid, 200, 250, now it's worth like 20K, right? So these things took huge hits, huge. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it's something that happened, and now it hurt Miami. So jumping back, that's why people are not putting a lot of money here, because that's what Miami was, like the crypto hub. right? And there was a lot of BS going on with the crypto world, a lot of games being played. Like, I have friends personally who I know that got burned, 200, 300,000 in the whole crypto space, dealing with one thing, right? Burned 300K. So it left a stain on Miami. So yeah.
Crypto's still young, so I get why those kind of situations happen, and it's hot, so you're always going to have charlatans and those kind of people take advantage.
Yeah.
In any industry, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's shady things that happen in the stock market. There's shady things that happen in every business. What I'm seeing is those kinds of things need to happen so that industry can work itself out.
Yeah.
Meaning, all right, this happened. Okay, let's work out a system to where we can. All right, now we got something for that. Something else will happen. All right, this happened. Let's make a security measure for
exactly.
So,
just having like an SEC on top of the whole cryptos, because right now it's a jungle.
That's the problem though. That's the if you throw in the SEC, then it doesn't become what crypto's supposed to be.
So I'll tell you what. I think you need some type of regulation, and most people like it's sad, but people need guidance. That's just the reality. If there's no, dude, most people in Miami that invest in this stuff don't even know, how to turn on a computer. Yeah. I'm not kidding. It's seriously. Like a lot of older dudes that are just like, they heard it's blowing up. Let me just put my check in there because maybe it's the next big thing. And since day one, I was telling a lot of older people that were asking me if they should put money into this stuff. I was like, listen, if it doesn't make enough sense to you, don't do it, right? Because a lot of these things, there's people pitching the craziest stuff. I don't even want to say because I don't want these people to come after me, but it's the dumbest things ever. And people are like, wow, this is going to be the biggest thing ever. Let me put a check, right? It's just an imagination. It's like a dream they're selling people and just throwing the word crypto blockchain into there, collecting $1 million. Boom, nothing ended up happening. The $1 million went to 11. That's what happened, bro. I swear, dude.
That's what happened. Broken dreams.
That's what happens, man. It's crazy.
The palace of broken dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come from, so my background is in sales and entrepreneurship. So I can smell the bullshit from a mile away.
Yeah.
Because at one point, I was around those kinds of people 24/7. So I knew the guys who sold you on reality and told you the truth, and people who sold you on some super, super wild, uncalled for crap that they made up, you know? So I have a blessing because I don't know anything about technology, but I know people, So me personally, I never got involved. I was involved in crypto a long time ago, like in 2020, 2021, and I made some money, but I really just did it to say, I own an Ethereum, you know what I mean? I didn't do it to become a millionaire or whatever. And I still believe crypto can be something big, but it's just not.
It will. No, it will.
Yeah, definitely.
It already is huge. The fact that, Bitcoin, the market cap is going to continue to grow.
For sure. Yeah.
It'll take hits. Everything, there's a cycle.
Of course.
Even look at Facebook, got cut in half. Now they're climbing back up. I think, what did they hit, 400 billion market cap? Now they're climbing back. I think last I looked, Facebook, they hit $1 trillion at the peak. Now I think they're sitting at about 700 billion, right? So everything is going to take a hit. Same thing has been happening to Bitcoin since the day it came out. Yeah.
Nothing can go up forever.
Exactly. It's going to continue to take a hit. Thinking very, very long term, like 20, 30 years from now, Bitcoin, and I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take this as advice. This is just my opinion.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, don't come after me, guys. But anyway, Bitcoin, if you think about it long term, 20, 30 years from now, something that's already being, kind of explored right now is asteroid mining. So just imagine now, if you start going into space, mining asteroids and bringing gold down to Earth, what's going to happen to the value of gold, right? So Bitcoin is actually the one, cryptos that are just, built this way. They're the things that can't be, manipulated. And they're saying, if there's one guy on Earth that has a quantum computer, they'll crack it and then we're in trouble. But if one guy does it, there's going to be a few others that do it as well. Hopefully, a government that's trusted is the first to have a trusted company like Google or one of these guys, IBM. They build the first quantum so they can make sure everything's secured when everyone else comes in with the crazy computers. But Bitcoin is the one thing that it's going to always have that strong value because if we do start doing asteroid mining, which maybe today it sounds crazy to go to space, bring gold. But and not even 210, 20. Elon says he wants to go to Mars in 5 years. No, right? So
and I believe he can do it.
Listen, if he can get to Mars, we can get to an asteroid and bring gold down, right? And that's gold. Same can go for diamonds, which is a whole other story. You know, diamonds is a very manipulated industry. But anyway, all these different elements can just be brought down. And the value of those things, like you see now, China, I think just came out, it said they bought the most gold out of any country because they want to build up the reserves, right? You see what's happening to the dollar, right? Inflation is not the best thing ever. So now people are looking towards gold. But I think Bitcoin long term, and I'm not a financial advisor, it's my opinion. I think Bitcoin is like the digital gold that cannot be played with. That's my opinion, not a financial advisor.
So two words that never go together: trusted and government. That's the issue.
Listen, you're right. Look. I think you need to have some level of trust.
You do.
You don't want to just be like, oh, just throw back, like the trust fall. You don't want to do trust fall. But for the most part, the government does have guidance for the average person to help them on some level, right? And I'm not saying like the handouts. I don't like handouts. I'm not about the handout world. But like people need guidance. People need some sort of support. That's why people come to the U.S. because we are, the best government according to everyone that wants to move to the U.S. and live in the American dream, right? Because we have the best government. Even if you think it's not 100% trusted, this, that, at the end of the day, the U.S. is looked at as the number one place to be.
We have the best system. I'll give you that.
Best system. And the government controls that system and games can be played. I agree with you. A lot of games are being played. I agree.
At the end of the day, people are in the government and people are imperfect. So
exactly. It's true. Yeah. But for the most part,
but you do. I do agree with you that it does need to be regulated somehow because at the end of the day, if it's just a Wild West,
it's not gonna.
It's not gonna turn out well. It's just gonna be chaotic and insane, and the things like people getting burned are gonna happen inevitably. So, but I'm with you. I see where you're going with that. The thing is, it was built on kind of a utopia kind of idea, and those ideas never work out because it's like I said, we're people and we're imperfect, and things are gonna happen no matter what. So
it's true,
but I do have faith in it though, long term. So it'll turn out into something good. So you said, I want to go back to something you said. You always think in 5 years, right? So what do you think about 5 years from now? Where are you gonna be at? What's LinkMe gonna be at?
Listen, God willing, in 5 years from now, if you meet someone, they're not asking for your number. They're saying, "What's your LinkMe?" God willing, right? That's the big dream. And it's funny. It hasn't happened to me like that yet. But like a cool story is like I went to Mexico for my girlfriend's birthday. We went to Cancun and I'm just there wearing a LinkMe hat. And dude, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened. This happened like a year ago. Some girl like walks up to me and says, "Oh, you know about LinkMe?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's my company." She's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "I swear it's my company." I show her I'm logged into like the LinkMe Instagram. I show her my profile, whatever. She's shocked. She's showing me on her phone. She has the LinkMe app. And she's from the UK. So I was like, "Damn, this shit's moving. Like something's going on over here, man. This is like, it's moving."
That's awesome.
So that was really cool. But the big goal is like for someone to not know who I am. I walk up to them and they're just meeting me for the first time. "Hey, it's my LinkMe, get my info." Right? That's really sick. That's something that like I want everyone to run into. And just LinkMe's like the new handshake. That's my dream in 5 years. So yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. That's
talk about a vision.
Yep. Let's see, step by step. Yeah.
Step by step.
Exactly.
So switching gears a little bit. So how does obviously LinkMe is free. We don't pay anything.
Yeah.
So how do you guys benefit as a company?
So listen, there's many ways, and just to kind of point to for educational purposes for people to understand, I'm not a financial advisor. All right, but WhatsApp.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, no, I need these disclaimers because like people sue for anything these days. But anyway, you can look at examples like WhatsApp, right? Okay. Facebook acquired WhatsApp, now Meta, right? Facebook acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion, right? This is an app. It's totally free. They're not charging you. I believe they tried at one point to do something.
And it was terrible.
No one paid, right? Yeah. Maybe people paid. It was a peanut, right, compared to what Facebook is making. So anyway, the acquisition was done because the user base. They had, I believe at the time, it was 400 million users on WhatsApp. So today, whoever controls the eyes of the people, like what are people doing every day, there's value to be made there, right? Now, what every platform does to make money, this is every single platform. So anywhere from Snapchat to Instagram, Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. So Meta is the whole thing. But all these different apps, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest even, right? All these apps, what they do to make money is they have an ads platform. So it's a very simple thing. If you've never used one before, you literally just type in, let's say, Snapchat ads on Google, right? Click the first one. It's going to take you to a whole business section of Snapchat where you can set up an account for your business to promote to people on Snapchat. Now, this is being done on every app. So you can actually go now on an app, start scrolling, and you'll see an ad. That ad got there because a business or, a manager of that business went on, targeted you. You're the consumer. Maybe you saw a beauty product. That probably means, you're a girl that likes to shop. And they know these things because they know that you clicked on a few ads in the last 30 days for beauty products. Like maybe you clicked on a Kylie cosmetic ad. So now you're being targeted for other cosmetic companies. So using, there's the data they have, the information saying, wow, these 10 million girls on our app love shopping. And then you say to the 100 businesses on your ads platform, hey, 100 businesses, we have 10 million girls that all live inside the US and they all love to shop and they're engaged shoppers because they bought something within the last 30 days from a cosmetic company. You can target those people, right? So now businesses, they spend a ton of money, a ton. And when I say a ton, Facebook, and people get shocked when I say this, last year they did $116 billion in a year. 116 billion, right? That's more than the market cap of a lot of your favorite companies you guys like.
Insane.
So anyway, Facebook is printing. They're like the leader. They're the kings of this. And they're doing, and by the way, it's not a crazy, the year before that, they did 114 billion. So it's not like, whoa, they got lucky one year. No, they go hard. They know what they're doing. TikTok just started. And I believe from 2021 to 2022, they saw 100% increase year on year. I don't want to say the exact figure. It was, I think, 9 point something billion they did last year. This year, people are projecting it to do 20 billion, TikTok. And they just started letting people run ads. So it's unbelievable how fast this stuff snowballs. And these are not, insane things. Every app that you love is letting, businesses come on, run ads, and they're all doing billions of dollars per year, right? All the major, apps over there. So that's pretty much the big goal. Today, we don't want to disturb the users, right? We don't want people to come on to LinkMe and just get flooded with ads. We can always flick a switch and start letting businesses do it. But I really, really like what Mark Zuckerberg said. He did a quarterly call. I forgot which one of the banks was asking him this question, but one of the banks is like, what's your plans on revenue for the new Instagram Reels to compete with TikTok? And what he said is great. He said, listen, the same way we built all the other apps and user bases is by focusing on catering to the users, making them happy, building that out so that, millions and millions of people start adopting that feature or app, and then we'll figure out the revenue, right? Because once you have, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people coming on, that's people seeing something on your platform, right? So now as they're seeing those things, you start injecting here and there little ads. And there you go. That's the revenue model. And that's pretty much what they all do. That's the primary revenue model. We have a few others that I'm not allowed to say because they're not available to the public, and we did a SEC submission. So that's all I can say. But there are other revenue models as well. That's the primary one that I can say because that's on our site. But yeah.
Dope. I mean, I see it coming together, man. Like it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be big.
Thank you. Yeah.
You gotta make sure you remembered.
Don't worry, man. You got the proof. This is gonna be posted. So you send me this. Hey, don't forget, brother. You were there.
Forget.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen? I always say this joke. People are gonna be like, Nelson, bro, you know that guy? Wait, you know Nelson? Yeah. And then we call you with face. Well, what's up, bro? Hey, these people didn't believe me. It's my boy.
God willing, man. Step by step.
I love it, man.
Step by step. Yeah.
More important than anything in the process of what we're doing, entrepreneurs, you gotta have the vision. If you don't have vision, you have nothing.
It's true.
That's why I love Patrick Bet-David. He's so gifted at painting a vision.
Yeah.
And I try to do the same with myself. I'm constantly writing about the person I want to become, where I want to be. I write about it in the present tense. I really make myself imagine this person, and I'm like, all right, I'm that person now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So vision, knowing where you want to be, and like having that no quit attitude, no matter what happens, I'm trucking forward.
Yeah.
And just having the attitude of I'm already that person, but the physical world is just having to catch up with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Super important. You know what I mean?
No, it is. You got to know where you're going. It's true. You need and Patrick is amazing. You're right. Amazing.
The best, bro.
Yeah.
The best, man.
He had a super successful insurance company. Very successful. He exited from that. But yeah, no, very, very successful, smart guy. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, in the age of personal branding and that kind of thing, that's why I love what you're doing, right? Because these are vehicles where you can affect so many people in such a negative or positive way, right? Depending on who you want to be. You can be like, I mean, I'm going to say it. I've said it before. Bro, Logan Paul gets on my last fucking nerve, dude. I can't stand this guy.
He's a smart guy, though. He's very smart.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He just does shit. He's like
What specifically, what do you not
like?
He
pretends to be a fucking mouthpiece, you know what I mean? And he's like, dude, that's not who you are, you know? Okay. And his brother, I have some respect for because it takes some balls to get it. He's cherry picking his fights, I get it, but it takes balls to get in a boxing room with people who have fought before. Change your lifestyle, become a pro boxer, you know, that takes balls. But yeah, I just hate the trolling and the fucking, you know, I can't stand it. I know it's all a bit. It's not who he really is. it bugs me.
I think they're both really, really smart dudes.
Of course, they wouldn't be where they are.
Yeah,
right?
no, they're killing it, man. They know how to, you know, get attention.
Attention is the new currency.
It is. That same thing with the apps. If you have the attention of the user, it's
attention.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Attention is everything. If you aren't present in this digital world, it's almost like you don't even exist anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's crazy because I still run into people, you know, Gen Xers and the generation before, successful people who have 8-figure, 9-figure businesses. Yeah. And I forget. I have that thought in my head, like, wow, okay, so there are some successful people outside of social media, but I don't even know you exist. Why? Because you don't have that presence. It's literally you don't exist if you don't have some sort of presence online.
Yeah, you're like a ghost. It's true because a lot of the times what'll happen, and I know people that are like, not ghosts in a bad way, but just like super, super wealthy people that don't like social media. Correct, right? So, and those are, some of those people actually invested in my company. Now, when people, you know, when they say like, oh, this guy, you know, is worth, you know, 100 million, like, you know, you talk to someone, I just met a guy who's worth 100 million, right? People like to show off who they talk to, right? They say that. A lot of the times what'll happen is you'll go and be like, was that true? Let's Google, right? And if that guy's not online and he has no social identity, it's like, nah, it's a lie. But who knows? Maybe he just owns, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate printing every month and he doesn't want his name out there and it's all, you know, in shell companies that own the properties. So there's a lot of super wealthy ghosts that don't like the online world. They don't want the public eye. They just want, you know, the money to do what they want with their families and have a very nice life and freedom, right? So there's many people like that, but you're right. I think it's super important today to have some social identity, just to 100%. Be out there for people to find you. It helps with business. Like, look at a great example is in the real estate world, because some people say, oh, it's real estate, you don't need a you know, public eye, you just focus on your deals. Ryan Serhant, he's the #1 real estate agent ever on earth and getting all the biggest, you know, he just now got a $100 million spot on Golden Beach that they went to him, can you sell this for us? Why? Because he has all that influence, right? So I think it's very important to have influence and also look at like Grant Cardone, right? This is a dude that using his influence managed to raise, I don't even know how, probably hundreds of millions of dollars to acquire a multi-billion-dollar real estate empire, right? So it helps. This is stuff that it's very important today, I think, yeah.
It's credibility is what it is more than anything. Because if people didn't consider Grant Cardone credible, he wouldn't be able to raise that money. But because of the work he's put into his social profile, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You know? So that's, obviously, you know, I'm doing it. So I see the value in it. And business owners, I try to talk to business owners all the time. Man, you don't understand what you're missing out on. Yeah. If you're not building online, you're not building at all. You have such a disadvantage. It's almost like you're driving a 2001 Toyota Camry and you think it's the greatest car ever, and then a dude pulls up next to you in a Bugatti. You know, building a business online, there's people who don't even have a brick and mortar and they're making millions. You know what I mean? Online coaching and all these different businesses you have online that have never existed before. But because of this day and age, you can make all this stupid amount of money. It's true. I follow a guy named Wes Watson. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Yeah, he's you know, my buddy Val loves all these dudes. They're like all the killers. Yeah. This is like, I know this is like a prison guy who became rich. He's the super jack guy that did like 10 years in prison. Yeah. I love his stuff. He actually lives around the corner from you. He lives over on Venetian Island or something. Nice. Anyway, and the guy's making millions just from online coaching and this stuff. So it's like, man, if a guy like that who went to prison and came out and now he's this online personality making all this money, anybody can do it. It's
true.
It's insane.
You just got to go for it.
So important, man.
Just got to go for
Taking the risk, And at the end of the day, what are you risking, really?
A few years of your life.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's worth the risk. So, people don't know this, but me, Val, and Dre, we've been working on this. The idea was like in 2019. So let's just call it like 4 years of our life, right? And we didn't take no salary. None of us. And that's unheard of in the, in the kind of venture capital world when they hear the startup guys are not taking a salary, the founders. It's like most of these founders are pocketing a 6-figure salary every year. And us, we chose to put all that money towards marketing the whole app, building it out, having an amazing team. So that's something that like sometimes you just got to sacrifice and go all in, and it keeps you hungry, right? Like imagine now you're working on something, right? And you're killing 24/7, and then someone comes to you and says, "Here's $20K a month. Keep doing what you're doing." You're gonna say, "Oh, here's $20K. Let me go to the Bahamas. Let me go over here." Right? So I think it also keeps us super grounded, and we do have, we have previous successful businesses, so we can still do those things, but I feel like that extra cushion of an additional, like free money, I even look at it as, is kind of like it would slow us down. So I think it really helped us, one, inject extra capital. We could have just burned it by giving salaries to us. We injected that back into the business, and that went to, bringing on incredible talent to the team. It went on to, marketing, and just working with some amazing people that we wouldn't have been able to afford any of that if we had to, let's say us three, $250,000 a year each. It adds up quick. It's almost $1 million a year now you're burning just paying 3 dudes, right? So, and a lot, trust me, you'd be surprised. A lot of the founders of startups are pocketing 6 figures minimum, like every year.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I think you got to be ready to kill for your startup. Like put every dollar you have into it, all in.
Yep. I remember hearing a quote a long time ago, and I'm going to butcher it because I don't remember it exactly. If you're not willing to starve for your dream, you'll never eat at that table. Like you'll never, if you're not willing to die of hunger and go through the worst possible situation in order to accomplish this goal, then you're not going to experience that high of actually accomplishing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel that because when I think of a goal, when I think of something I want to do, there's no situation I can think of that's like, all right, I wouldn't be willing to do that. That's why I can relate with not taking a salary. I'd be more than willing to not take a salary. Yeah. Obviously, in a business like this, you're investing money into this. Yeah. So for me, there's no amount of money I wouldn't invest into my dream or my goal. There's no obstacle I wouldn't be willing to go overcome. Yeah. There's no conversation I'm not willing to have. It's not that I'm fearless. It's just the vision. Going back to the vision is so big and it keeps me so hungry. Yeah. That nothing really. That vision and that drive to overcome that is always more than the fear of, oh, can I do this, or I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm with you. I like that. I like the fact that you guys stayed hungry and you were like, no, let's reinvest that money into the business because that's unheard of.
It is unheard of. It's even like our investors are like, you guys, sure, even like we'll give you a teacher's salary just so you can like do something. And we were like, guys, this is the deal. They pay for, the LinkMe HQ, which is a 3-bedroom, 6-spot in Miami. And it's actually saved them money, the investors, because what we did is instead of getting an office in Brickell, which we found a really nice office in Brickell, it was nice compared to other offices, ugly compared to what we got right now. But this office in Brickell was $8K a month, right? And instead of doing that, we found the sick spot in downtown Miami, super cool apartment, 2 stories, like insane, like floor to ceiling windows, like going up like 20 feet. Unbelievable spot. Unbelievable. $7K a month, right? So not only are we saving $1,000 a month, but now also we don't need salaries because that's our apartment, right? So now we don't need to pay rent or anything. We don't need to worry about that. And on top of that, LinkMe's also, paying for the Instacart, right? So we don't even have to worry about food, right? And we literally stay in there 24/7. We work, like, I don't leave the house. This is like rare for me to be here. I promise you. I usually tell people, let's do it on Zoom. Like I do the Zoom podcasts because like for me, I like just to be there locked in on my computer, just like zoned in, just going at it. that's when I'm like the most productive. But this is amazing too, right? Brand awareness, telling the story, people learning about it. So doesn't hurt to do these.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Of course. And it's a totally different vibe when you do the podcast in person.
Yeah, you're right.
Totally
You're right.
different.
I actually flew to Vegas to do one time because it was, shout out Sean Kelly, really talented dude over there doing a lot of good podcasts. So I flew to Vegas for his, and I might fly to Vegas again for another podcast. But yeah, sometimes I'll do it if it's like a really cool, nice opportunity. Like, listen, you were 15, 20 minutes from the crib. It's like, I'm there, right? And obviously also Ray, shout out Ray, head of investor relations at LinkMe. Ray said a lot of good things. So, I'm here.
Yeah, shout out to Ray. It's my old buddy.
Good guy, Ray.
Definitely. Yeah. So, Nat, this has been great. I appreciate you coming.
Oh, of course.
We had a great conversation.
Wow, so that's it. It's an hour. It goes like that. I said it's going to go quick. Yeah, no, of course.
Definitely.
Nice.
So I typically wrap up the podcast by asking 3 questions. So first question, what inspires you?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, my answer to that is I've always seen my dad, like growing up, my dad's a killer. Every day up at like 4 a.m., sometimes 3 if he needs to do more stuff. I literally have witnessed this because I was a gamer, so I would stay up till 4, hear my dad go down, get ready for like drink his coffee, and he's also an entrepreneur. He's an inventor. He's the founder of SkyX, public company. You guys can check it out. I'm not a financial advisor, do due diligence, but really cool what my dad is doing. And his biggest thing for his company is saving lives. So it's not just like all these other dudes here, just doing some cool tech startup. His whole goal for this is to literally save lives. So his company, SkyX Platforms, is unbelievable. And just seeing my dad build that, from 0 to going public on the NASDAQ, that is like all the inspiration. And like just seeing my dad do that every day for the last 20 years, being, now I'm 23. So it's unbelievable. My dad is a real killer, and that's a huge inspiration. And then obviously, in my heart, it's like my inspiration. I look up to my dad. I want to, be one day like him. So that's my inspiration. So that's to answer you. Yeah.
I like that. Especially in a time where fatherhood, it's not only absent. Now the society is becoming aware of how important a father is in the role of a kid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can relate to what you're saying because when I was a kid, it was like that. Oh man, dad, and he works this and that. So, before my parents got divorced, I remember that vision of my father of being this superhero, this guy I worshipped, and not having that in your life is such a bummer, dude.
Yeah,
and it affects a kid in such a crazy way.
My parents also got divorced, but like I'm still super cool with both of them. Like I see them all the time. Yeah, so
yeah, man, fatherhood, and that's super cool, man. That's super cool.
Yeah,
and that's part of my purpose. When the day I have kids, you know what I mean, and then paying it forward now in 10 or 15 or whatever years when you get married and have kids, it's like, all right, I want to be like my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to be my dad to my kids.
Exactly. My dad is like legend. Like he really raised me perfectly. Like I don't think he slipped one bit. Like he's a really, really legendary guy. Shout out Ronnie. My dad, yeah.
Papa Kohen.
Yeah.
Shut up. All right, man. So that's your inspiration. Second question. So what's next for Net?
Next for Net, get back to the crib. Next right now, get back to the crib, back to work. And then just, keep building, keep catering to the user base, make them happy, make sure they're enjoying the platform, whatever they want. We work for them, believe it or not. We work for our users, whatever they want, we deliver. That's been our model since day one, and that's what got us here. So we're going to keep doing that.
Awesome. You keep the attitude, bro. Keep the focus.
Yeah.
Keep the drive. Keep the hunger. I can see you being where you want to be, 100%.
Step by step.
You have the right mentality. Mindset is everything, brother.
Yeah.
Without this, you have nothing.
It's true.
If you have the right mindset, the right attitude, it's going to be easy. If you have the wrong mindset, you're not going to accomplish anything.
It's true.
That's why it's called the Montana method. It's the way, right? The way is everything. And the way my thought process works, my mindset, how I feel internally, syncing heart, mind, body, soul, super important to my process. You know what I mean? That's what the Montana method is. It's my way of life. You know what I mean?
I got to read the book.
Yeah, well, I'll give it. That's going to be your signed copy.
Nice. I'm going to steal it over here. I love it. Thank you. Yeah.
Of course, man. Last question. How do you want to be remembered?
I'll tell you, this is, so look, with me, I love tech, I love business, but I just feel like there's more to life. And, you know, my dream is to, you know, LinkMe super successful, you know, to the point where there's too much money, you know, that the whole team ends up walking away with. And then at that point, I think I want to become like a rabbi. Cause like I'm super, like I love like my religion. I really love, you know, just like helping. Like I love giving. I love donating. I love really like you said, community earlier, like community is so important, giving back to the community. Like, so I just want to, you know, be remembered as someone who is there for the community, there for the people, you know, always ready to help in whatever capacity I can. So I think, you know, after this whole, you know, tech phase, this could take 10 years. You know, I'm still super young. I'm 23. So who knows? Maybe in my 30s, one day I'll be a rabbi and I'll be giving back, doing good things for the community and just helping people. But yeah.
I dig it.
It's really weird. People ask me this and they look at me super weird when I say it.
That's
I
a
just
pretty
like
crazy answer.
I used to be an atheist when I was like 18 because I got brainwashed when I was like online, you know. When I was online, I was a dumb kid doing like hacker stuff online with these other hackers, like stupid stuff, really bad stuff. Anyway, they brainwashed me to not believe. And then I watched one video and I was like, how dumb am I? Like, there's God. Like, there's like, look around. This is too perfect, you know? So yeah, but ever since then, I've always just like had a spiritual connection and like seen stuff happen from literally like doing the right things, like just doing the right things, being a good person. Even my dad always told me, just be a good person. That's all God wants. Like, just be a good person. So yeah, that's to answer that.
Something I love about the Jewish community is your unity, man.
Yeah.
And that's something I hope to somehow transfer over into my community. I'm Cuban.
Nice.
And
also, why? Cubans are very, very connected. I think you guys are a strong community.
We can be at times.
Yeah.
But we can also be very divided.
Okay.
You know, it has to do with the history of our country and a bunch of other stuff, but we can be very united, and we have these moments where it's like, man, yeah. And then other moments where it's like, no. Is
it like more like political, like left, right, kind of like that's the conflict?
It's actually, it goes deeper than that. So we come from like a communist country.
Yeah.
So right. So these tactics that regime used to divide us, we still fall for these tactics and we use them against each other, but not politically. We don't notice we're using them, and then it'll come up in some stupid way of like, some stupid argument about some other shit that has nothing to do with politics. But it's going to take just a long time for us to let go of all that programming and become new people.
Yeah.
You know? So, and then hopefully one day Cuba will be free, you know, fingers
God
crossed.
God willing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking to a Jewish guy. What am I talking about oppression here?
No, listen. Yeah. Step by step.
Yeah, definitely. So, Nat, this has been awesome.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
No, of course. Pleasure.
I appreciate this. Really nice spot you have here. I recommend anyone watching, if you have something nice to talk about, message him. This is an amazing podcast.
This is awesome. Definitely.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. So how can people connect with you?
So what I'll do is I'll send you, this is my LinkMe QR code. So if you guys are, you know, watching this on your phone or whatever, you can, you know, click the link in the description for the phone people. But on your computer, scan this code with your phone, and it'll take you to my LinkMe, and everything you need to know about LinkMe and me will be there.
Perfect. I'll make sure to do that. QR code coming.
Yeah, I'll send it. It's sick, yeah.
And you know what I love about LinkMe? Now I don't need a bunch of links in this YouTube video. Now it's just my LinkMe.
Nice. It's all there. The one-stop shop. I love it.
Definitely. My brother, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your time. We're definitely going to have to do this again sometime in the future.
Say less. We'll do a every 6-month update.
That sounds good, yeah. And I feel like this is the beginning of a good relationship.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Definitely. So appreciate your time. Alrighty, guys. That's another episode of Montana Method Podcast with CEO Nat Kohen of LinkMe.
Peace.
As always, push it to the limit. The world is yours. And if you're not chasing a dream, life is meaningless, guys. Chase a dream. It's all we got. Till the next one. Say goodnight to the bad guy.
I've been out here hustling all my life. Every day we get into it. Really out here in these streets. That's day and night. Like there's nothing to it. When I was going through it, dog, I never got your call. I never asked for nothing, no. But now I want it all. Promise I'ma do it. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags.